Hi, I'm Ben Gladden, the Bible Guy, and let's talk about Daniel and the lion's den. About 2,600 years ago, the Babylonians completely destroyed Jerusalem. Now, when they destroyed the city, they also destroyed the Jewish temple. This was the most sacred place on earth for any Jew. Well, the Babylonians weren't the type that just went into a town, conquered it, and then completely destroyed it. No, they wanted to learn from these other places that they conquered. So they would take the smartest and best people from Jerusalem and send them off to Babylon to work for the king. Now, one of the young men who was taken to Babylon was a fellow named Daniel. Daniel is an unusually successful leader and capable manager, and he's also a very devout Jew. Now, after Nebuchadnezzar dies, a fellow named Darius eventually becomes king. Now, he divides his kingdom into 120 different provinces and sets up something like a mayor over each one of those. Now, over these 120 mayors, he sets up 3 presidents. Now, Daniel is one of these 3 presidents, and he does such a great job managing his regions that King Darius wants to put him in charge of the entire kingdom. Well, the other 2 presidents find out about the king's plan, and they decide that they're going to stop Daniel by destroying his reputation. So they search through all the work that he's done to try to find something wrong, but they can't find anything wrong. They did, however, notice that he's a very religious man. In fact, he stops what he's doing 3 times a day and prays to God. Now, this was unusual in Daniel's day because most people would have considered King Darius something of a god king, so they would have prayed to him, not to God. Now, the other 2 presidents considered praying to God to be a fault, but it isn't really, is it? So they trick Darius into signing a law that says for the next 30 days you can't pray to anyone but King Darius, and if you do, you'll get thrown into a big pit full of hungry lions. You know, somebody should have really talked to Darius about reading the fine print on these laws, because there can be some weird things in there. You know, I remember the first car loan I ever had the... Oh, sorry, where was I? Oh, Daniel. Now, when Daniel finds out about the law, he doesn't run into hiding and he doesn't go off crying to the king to get the law changed. No. He goes home and he prays. He just does what's normal and natural to him. And of course, he gets caught. The king is devastated. He spends all day trying to figure out how he can save his friend Daniel. But the King Darius has a problem and he knows it. The law can't be changed. So Daniel gets sent off into the lion's den, and the den gets sealed so that nobody can get in or out. Darius is so worried about his friend that he can't sleep. He stays up all night long, hoping that his friend and his advisor will be safe. At first light the next morning, Darius rushes down to the pit, has it unsealed, and calls down into the pit, "Daniel, Daniel, did your God save you the way he said he would?" What joy the king would have felt when Daniel calls back, "Darius, king, live forever. God did indeed protect me." What joy those 2 must have felt in that moment. Well, Darius has Daniel brought out of the pit and restores him to his place back in his court.